Hey everyone, my name is Alicia Rittler. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and I am a MSW graduate student at UB. I am in the full-time traditional MSW program, and I chose to pursue this degree for many reasons. Um, in my undergraduate studies, I kind of was all over the place, and I didn't really know what exactly I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to help people. Um, and I went to my advisor and I told her how I was like kind of unsure and on the fence about things. Like I wanted to do mental health counseling at one point, or, I wanted to get my PhD in psychology, that sort of thing. And she was like, well, if you're not sure, why don't you consider like UB's social work program? And I was like, interesting, because social work encompasses so many different populations and field. I mean, there's so many different avenues you can take with social work. Like you can do almost anything. And that's what was really attractive to me, is because at the time I was like, well, what if I want to be in a school, or what if I want to be in a prison or in a hospital? Like, I don't know where I want to be. And she was like, well, with your social work degree, you'll be able to do any of that. So, and that's why I chose that. And I chose to do the traditional MSW program because it's quick. It's 2 years and you're in and you're out, and then you are out working wherever you want to work. And that was just really attractive to me because I really want to get out in the field, and I want to have my career, and I want to help people, and I just wanted to do that as quickly as possible. And the MSW full-time program is pretty much the only way you can do that. So yeah, and I chose UB. I mean, I did my undergrad at UB. I got my undergrad in psychology, and UB is just a great school. I love the atmosphere. I love how big it is. Like, that can scare a lot of people, but it's really not that scary, I promise. Um, I met so many amazing people from all over the world, and I mean, UB is just a great school. Um, I really wanted to stay in Buffalo, and I already loved the school, so I thought, why not? And it makes the most sense financially as well. So I was, I like had no reason not to come here. And I also knew a lot of people in my life that have done this program, especially at UB, and they had nothing but great things to say about it. And I, it just made a lot of sense to me. And I'm from Rochester, New York, so, and that's only an hour from Buffalo. So I love being close to home, and I love being able just to sit back and forth whenever I feel like it, kind of thing. So, um, and with this program, the experience of this program so far, it has been quite the experience. But I mean, a lot of that has to do with COVID and the fact that everything was virtual for the most part. And despite even being virtual, I've learned so much, just as much as I would have learned if everything had been in person. Um, all my teachers have been really accommodating and kind, and have been working hard to understand the technology, and I've really had no issues with it so far. And I'm really grateful for that, because I was a little nervous going into this year. And also, with my field placement, I have an amazing field educator. I love her. We have a great relationship. She has always been very accommodating with me. She has always been patient with me. She helps me learn. She's given me opportunities um, to work alongside of her in what she does. And I'm so grateful that I had her. And I just feel like it was kind of like fate almost, because like we really get along really well. And she's going to be just great in the future. I know if I ever have any questions, I'll be able to ask her. I can put her down as a reference, which is really amazing, because in my undergrad, I feel like I didn't really quite have those connections with like teachers or anything. And like, but this year it's like I finally like have like a really good like experience with someone who like an educator, and I'm really grateful for that. And I feel like that's kind of unique. I don't know if everyone has had that same experience as me, but maybe, I don't really know. Also, what is unique is in this program in particular, I've talked to other students that are in different programs in grad school, and they teach a lot about like diversity and just cultural awareness and issues with oppression and everything. And I just feel like I've learned so much in that aspect as well. And that's really important in social work, of course, but it's just really important. It's just, I mean, in general. And I'm just really glad that I've had the opportunity to learn so much. And after completing the program, I mean, I can see myself doing a lot of different things, but right now I really want to work in a like mental health outpatient clinic and working with people that have mental illnesses or, you know, substance abuse disorders or addiction, that sort of thing. I mean, that field really needs people working in it, not only to, you know, service those individuals, but also to help in dismantling the stigma around mental health. And I'm really passionate about that, and I would just love to be a part of it. It's something I've always been passionate about basically since starting my college career. The only advice I have is basically the program can be overwhelming at first, especially if you've never done a graduate program before. It's going to be a bit jarring when you first have like your syllabus week and everything. But overall, I have never struggled to finish any assignment. I've been able to do everything. It's been a lot of hard work and dedication, and you have to put time and effort into things. But as long as you just try and do your best, you're going to be fine. And I also have never met a teacher that hasn't been accommodating or that hasn't been willing and eager to help me. And I'm so thankful for that because, you know, sometimes teachers can be a little, you know, weird about helping their students sometimes, and it can be scary to ask teachers for help, but don't be scared in this program. Honestly, it does you way more good to send a quick email to your professor than to just wonder if you're doing something right. I swear it has been so helpful, and you just are so much better off when you just put yourself out there and ask for help. And, you know, just it's important that you take care of yourself. And, you know, self-care is super important. And just be sure that when you are in this program, or if you decide to do this program, you know, give yourself grace and make sure you prioritize self-care, because otherwise your mental health is, you're not going to thrive in this program if you don't take care of yourself. And that's something I had to learn my first semester, is I had to find the balance, and once you find it, you're good. But it is hard to find sometimes, but just make sure that you don't lose yourself in this process. But anyways, I hope you found this video to be helpful, and I hope you decide to come to UB. Thanks.